the most important thing in your diet, and this is the biggest tip, the absolute biggest tip that you will receive in your life when it comes to what you eat and being healthy, and that is, it is far more important, vastly more important, that you stay away from things that are harmful to you than it is that you consume things that are good for you. Does that make sense? You want to stay away from things that harm you far more so than you want to consume things that are good for you. The body can go for a very long time on very low levels of minerals and vitamins and the like, and be very healthy. We hear a lot of these stories about like these nuns in Ireland that lived until they were 120 years old, and all they had were like potatoes and this little bit of this and a little bit of that. They didn't have this rainbow of fruits and vegetables that we now are told to purchase to be healthy and all of this other sort of stuff. It was very simple. And why were they living so long? Why were they without illness during that time frame? Why were they lucid up until their very final minutes in their deathbed? The reason why was because they had not poisoned themselves with a lifetime of little bits of poison every single day. Little bit more of poison, a little bit more of poison. So that's the first thing. Stay away from the things that are harmful for you, the things that will undermine your health. And that can be sometimes confusing, but most of the time these days, it's very easy to find the information you need to ascertain whether a particular substance or food or what have you is deleterious. The next thing to do is so I'm just going to give you two things right now so that it'll be easy to grab and move with and employ in your life. And that is, simply ask yourself, if the human animal was wild, if it was not living in civilization, if you didn't have a grocery store on every street corner, if you didn't have the ability to easily grow whatever substances you want, if we were just wild animals, what kind of things would we consume? What kind of things could we? And then, folks, hold on. After I finish this, we're going to get right into, because it looks like that Mike has joined us. So let me just finish this thought, and then we will move right into the show as planned, which is fantastic. So let me just let me say then that you hear a lot of things and I about herbs and these sorts, and I'm not saying that they all don't work or do work or what have you, but different. Jared made a great point about different bodies respond differently to different substances. So an herb that works well for one person and say takes care of their headaches may give another person a horrific reaction. Herbs are not something that, if we are wild animals roaming the plains, that we're going to be consuming in great quantity. I mean, that's the kind of thing that you would eat bark off of a tree if you were in a starvation scenario. So when it comes to things like herbs, be very careful. Be very wary of these charlatans that will tell you that the Bamdiptu tribe and whatever has said for generations that whatever herb does X, Y, or Z for them. Would you take any other advice from the Bamdiptu tribe? I mean, when you look at that tribe, does anything else in their appearance and their accomplishments and what they do, is anything else there something that you would follow, and certainly something that you would put in your mouth on a regular basis, some sort of substance that you would put in your mouth on a regular basis? If they are not, then you should stay the heck away from what they are trying to push on you by way of the claims of the Bamdiptu tribe. And of course, I don't need to tell you all, you're a smart bunch, that that those tribes are not really making any of these statements. You have very clever marketers who know you're never going to speak to that tribe, and you're never going to get in to interview them and find out whether or not it's been something passed down for generations. So instead, stay away from crazy claims. You know, the next, in the name of white well-being, the next time you hear a claim in a magazine or on the television that the whatever herb will make you taller or make you have a greater sex drive or do X, Y, or Z, don't give these people your money. It is charlatanism. These people are mountebanks. They are fleecing you. At worst, at best, you're going to take these substances and nothing will happen. And at worst, something bad will happen. You'll end up having to get on a cortical steroid to counteract the reaction or something of this nature. And you'll also be putting your money someplace that it's not doing you or our people any good, but it is filling the gas tank on the Maserati of the guy who owns the company that just sold you that quackery.